Good evening and welcome. Thank you to our in-person and online community and stakeholders for joining us. It is indeed my pleasure to call the Twiggs County Board of Education meeting to order. Today is March 23rd, 2020, and the time is 6:02 p.m. May we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I need a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting, Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021.
Mr. Chair, I offer motion to approve the March 23rd, 2021 BOE work session agenda.
I second.
The motion has been made by Mr. Rouse and has been properly seconded by Ms. Blackshear. Is there any discussion at this time? Motion carries unanimously. We have approval for our...
So thank you. Congratulations. And last but not least, congratulations, not congratulations, I'm changing it to welcome to Dr. Bullock. We appreciate you. We thank you. We're excited about the work that you will be doing in Twiggs County Public School. As our next superintendent, we welcome you. And I know you said this over and over about our mission to inspire, to prepare, and to challenge all students so they will be able to compete globally. And we are in this together, one team, one goal, and we're excited. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Blackshear. Board member comments are new to our agenda. I'll preference my statement next time by saying 2 minutes, Ms. Blackshear.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, thank you for your comments. At this time, before we have board member comments by District 1, Mr. Mike Rouse, I want to tell Mr. Rouse, thank you for doing a job well done for moderating these meetings and serving as the appointed board chair. As our policy states, when a chair resigns, the vice chair is to take up the slack and sit in that seat until the county or the Board of Education calls for special election to fill that seat. And you did a phenomenal job with that, Mr. Rouse, and we thank you. On behalf of Superintendent Elgin Lanier Dixon and the Board of Education and the entire public school system, we present you Mr. Rouse, Isaiah Rouse, presiding board chairman, October 2020, March 2021. Twiggs County Public Schools with this gavel. May we have a round of applause for his service as a board chair.
Yes.
Board member comments, Mr. Rouse.
Good afternoon. I'd like to say to the chair, Mr. Harris, to Superintendent Dixon, to upcoming Superintendent Dr. Bullock, to all the...
Our boys and girls did not have a facility such as this for our younger scholars. And when the community embraced us and we were able to build this facility through East Plus dollars, that lets us know together we stand and divided we fall. My words of encouragement to you are stand together, work together, and continue to move this county forward. We can continue to produce scholars such as Ayla Burke, who is here tonight. Ayla, would you join us? We are so very proud of you, and I just would like for you to just share just some of your accomplishments that are on the horizon. We just know Michelle Obama can't touch this.
Oh, sure.
You can drop your mask.
Oh, okay. Oh, good evening, everybody. I am so honored to be here with you all to be sharing this space. Some great things that are going on with me. Some of you might know that I have been accepted into 89 colleges and universities across the country. Thank you. Another thing, I am also a finalist for the Gates Scholarship, and if I am to receive that scholarship and fellowship, then I will be able to attend any college or university of my choice with the financial help, which is a last dollar amount scholarship, meaning that I will be able to be provided a great networking opportunity with great scholars across the country, job opportunities, resume writing opportunities, great employability skills classes, and also transportation to and from that specific university. Another thing, I will be an author in the fall of 2021, and it is a book entitled Perspectives Throughout the Looking Glass, and it's a hybrid book on poetry and personal stories and different perspectives of life. And I hope that you all will support me on that endeavor. And also, a final note, I have an estimated amount of $2.5 million in scholarship offers from all the colleges that I have been accepted into. And I am waiting on, at most, 25 more decisions from colleges including Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Cornell, Brown University, Spelman College, Emory University, and so many more other colleges. And I just want to say thank you for your continued support in me, your continued belief in me, and for just being the ones to have my back and educate me. And there are so many things that are coming from Tweeds County that are great. Thank you.
That's a motivating factor for all of us sitting in this gymnasium tonight, and for all of those that are looking on Facebook Live, and for all of the little boys and girls of Twiggs County. You can always point to Ayla to say, right here from Twiggs County, this is what can happen. And so we're very proud of you, and we look for great things coming from you, and I just believe in April we're just going to get that favorable response, as we've been praying through COVID, we can start to shift our prayers now for a favorable response for Ayla. With that, congratulations, and we're looking for great things from you. Also, board members, as we've been celebrating you during the month of March, we have board member appreciation. You have board gifts, once again, from the board office, as well as from the schools. So we're very proud that you represent us, and you represent us well. And we want you to be a class act as you attend meetings tonight, as you're writing with your new pens and the different things that the board schools have provided for you. We're very proud that you are our representatives, and we want to say congratulations and continue to work on behalf of the boys and girls of Twiggs County. It's always good. We were struggling financially 8 years ago. We were in deficit. We were in reduced calendar days. But to be able to walk around last week and give out a paper check for $1,000 to every employee was a wonderful feeling. Not only to do that, but as we're leaving, to not be in the red, to be in the black. Ms. Rhonda, I hear you're very good with numbers, so we were so excited about as Zeta with being good with numbers, coming aboard, especially when we're in good financial state. And we got some more good news that we did receive a few more dollars that is going to help us to be even in better shape, Mr. Rouse. It's a great time to turn the helm over to Dr. Bullock, because whatever his initiatives are, we should be in good shape to embrace the new ideas and the things, strategies and curriculum ideas that he has and is ready to employ to move this district to higher heights. I'm excited to be able to sit back and look at the great things that can happen, because sometimes money is what you need to employ the ideas that you need to make things happen. And now we don't have all that we need, but we've got what we need. So on Friday, we got a gift of $3 million, which added to the 1.6 that we did have already that we had not budgeted yet, Ms. Blackshear. So I'm not giving you a broke school district, so I don't have to hear that for the rest of my legacy. So I'm giving you a rich and fertile, and Twiggs County is rich and fertile because we have a bubbling water source here. So we're rich and fertile. So once again, it's been a great ride, and Mr. Chair, thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Dixon. May we applaud Superintendent Dixon for his great work. Thank you, Superintendent Dixon, for a great session of remarks and sharing with all of Tweeds County and all the world what happens here at Tweeds. Can anything good come out of Nineveh? And great things come from Tweeds County. And I'm excited to see Ayla Burks as she explores her options, her many options. And I'm thankful to have a superintendent who has taken pride in having students such as Ayla and many more he could have named in these recent years. So I'm excited for you as we celebrate you, Superintendent Dixon, in your transition to retirement. We know you're not retiring, but I think it's your option and your opportunity to take some rest from education, but we know you'll be around doing many things. But I'm excited that we will be celebrating you the month of June. So we are dedicating our month of June and celebrating our superintendent as he closes his 8th year in the Tweeds County Public School District. So be on the lookout for dates and times as we have a full celebration plan. We have a planning committee that has been prepared, and we will be celebrating Superintendent Dixon throughout the month of June. All right, now that we've had our glows and our celebrations, it's now time for business. At this time, we will enter into our business agenda. Our first business agenda action item is band proposal, Mr. Dixon and Mr. Austin.
Good evening, Board Chair, Vice Chair, board members, constituents of the community, and all our guests that we have present today. I'd like to take a personal privilege to commend Mr. Dixon and this board on their great works, ensuring that we are in a financial situation that we're in a positive manner. I do thank you for all the support that you've had. Mr. Dixon has been a great mentor, and he's allowed me to really blossom here at Tweeds County Public Schools. One of the best leaders that I've served up under to this particular day. So I do thank you for that opportunity as well. And I think some of his parting gifts to me is to ensure that I was on this board agenda all night. But I do thank you for the opportunity to present. So the business at hand, we have a band proposal. One of the things that we like to do in the business and finance department, along with other departments, is to walk to see what we need and to have conversations with departments. And our band director has prepared us the needs of the band department. And what you have presented before you in your packets is each item as it's been itemized by the amount and the quantity, and everything up here is what he feels we need to continue to have a great band program as we've had in the past and as we will continue to have going forward. Since you had the opportunity to review any questions or concerns I can answer about the band proposal as we move forward.
I have a question.
Proceed.
Thank you. For is the band, I know we have a pretty big list here. Will we make sure that everything is inventoried, because I know we had a few missing?
Yes, ma'am. So a part of that walk and having that conversation is to ensure that we have a better protocol in place. So currently we have inventory of what we have, and that has drove the ideal of what's on this list, and we'll continue to inventory that. And this is something that we'll do yearly and probably quarterly as well, just to make sure we have accounted for everything, but we will continue to better our inventory practice as relates to that.
You can't hear me.
Mr. Stackhouse did have a complete, full inventory of his exit of when he left. And we were able to compare his inventory of when he left and upon his return of what we did not have. As looking to get our band back up, we had a stellar band. Mr. Richard is one of our former students in that band. And to get our band program back to where we need it to be. And we can use our East Plus funds to help. This would not be on general fund to fund this project. Our band is one of those things that have helped our students to go places that they would have never gone. If you recall, they performed in Washington a couple summers ago. They have been everywhere. Many of our students have gone on band scholarships to college. So the investment that we have made in our band has really paid off. And our band program has not really been, a program that's really been around for a long time, but the investment has really paid off. And I think the key to it is a strong leader within that program. And we're definitely glad to have Mr. Stackhouse back, and as he's rebuilding, this is where we are. The company that we're dealing with is willing to work with us over a 90-day period so that we don't take all of our collections for a month to work it out. So they are willing to work with us over a couple months period if we so desire.
Superintendent Dixon, this is introduced as an action item. This presentation was introduced one board meeting prior as an information item.
We had an opportunity to introduce the proposal to board members. We did not have it on a board agenda as an information item, but I was able to put the handout into
Board members, we have heard the proposal presented by Mr. Austin and Mr. Dixon. This information is presented as an action item. How would you like to proceed?
Mr. Chair, I got a question
Proceed.
prior to that. I know it was mentioned to us, Mr. Dixon, but did we actually receive a item with all the listing on it, like this?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't recall seeing that. Okay. Okay. I'm good, Mr. Harris.
Any more questions? Board members, do you need more time to deliberate such action item to be tabled for another regular session scheduled meeting? If seen, no communications or concerns. We have heard Superintendent Dixon. Superintendent Dixon, what is your request?
If our board members don't need any more time, I will seek approval. We would be with the recommendation from Mr. Stackhouse to fulfill our board band program needs, so that we can start to rebuild our band program to the level that it needs to be rebuilt.
We have heard the superintendent's recommendation. Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, may we have a motion to accept the superintendent's request and Mr. Austin's request for the band approval of equipment for $68,988.
Mr. Chair, I offer motion to approve the recommendation from the superintendent and Mr. Austin concerning band proposal.
I second.
The motion has been properly made by Mr. Rouse and seconded by Ms. Blackshear. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, if you're in favor of the motion that is currently on the floor to accept the band proposal of $68,988, all in favor, I'll know by aye or raising of your hand. That's any opposes? All right. 4-1, that motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Austin. Next on our business agenda is a surplus sale bid announcement action item. Mr. Austin.
In our previous board meeting, we announced deemed for surplus for 5 items, and we also announced that we will sell those items, and that will be done through a sealed bid process. We have received 8 bids, which Superintendent Dixon has those 8 bids in front of him now, as he opened them in public session as protocol states. And those items were 2004 Ford Fusion, 2003 Ford Explorer, storage shed, custom food warmer, and a 4-compartment kitchen sink. The deadline for this bid was yesterday at noon, and we have received the bids that we have before us by that particular deadline, which was advertised in our local organ and also our website. And we will be announcing the results of that bid here momentarily. Any questions I can answer about the process while we're waiting for that? Yes, sir.
Highest bid for the 2003 Ford Explorer is $100. Only one bid at the flag. We had two bids for the 2004 Ford Fusion. We had one bid at the flag for $1,600. We had another bid for $1,800 coming from Francis Harris. We have one bid for the greenhouse coming from Tawana Green, $300. For the sinks, we have one bid coming from Wayne Houston, $100. Custom food warmer, we have one bid coming from Erlene Bostic for $200. One from Jo Beth Bailey, $300. One from Nick Rozier for $400. Mr. Chair, it is my recommendation that we take the high bid on each of these items.
Board members, we've heard the recommendation from the superintendent. Is there a motion on the floor to act accordingly?
I move that motion.
The motion has been properly made by Ms. Blackshear and seconded by Ms. Stokes that we accept the highest bidder for each item that has been placed on our site for bid. Any discussion? If none, I'll know you for ayes by raising your hand or saying aye. Any opposes? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Austin.
Yes,
and thank you for those who poured back into our district by way of bid. We will use that money for greater works in our district. Thank you. Next on our business agenda item will be our February FY21 financial report. This is an action item, Mr. Austin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. February 28, 2021 financial report. So if you call your attention to the receipts section, in the first quarter of the year, the calendar year, we're seeing a lot of our revenue still coming in from tax collections. We have 82% of our actual tax, well, 92%, I'm sorry, of our tax collections as of to date, and which is a very good thing at this time of year, because that means that we are intaking more money than we're spending out, which leaves us with a positive fund balance at month end. Also, as we look at our expenditures at this particular point, we have expended 73 of the allotted items, 73% of the allotted items for our particular budget, and we are 66% into our budget. We normally see more revenue than we'll allot in our particular budget, so we're very comfortable and confident that as we're going forward from February, that we'll continue to see positive trends to positively impacting our fund balance, and that we remain in a good financial state to continue to meet our current and long-term obligations. Are there any concerns, questions about receipts, expenditures, or any categories as it relates to our end of month February report?
Superintendent Dixon, Board, we've heard Mr. Austin's February financial report, FY 2021. Superintendent Dixon, what is your recommendation? Thank you. Board, we have a motion. May we have a motion to accept the financial report for February FY21 as presented with no corrections or questions. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
The motion has been properly made by Ms. Shirley Stokes and seconded by Mr. Isaiah Rouse. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all right, no discussion. If you agree to the motion that's on the floor, we'll know by you showing your hand or saying aye. All right, that motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Austin, for the FY 2021 February report.
Yes, sir.
All right, next on our business agenda, FY21 Administrator, scheduled of supplements. This is an information item. Mr. Austin.
Yes, sir. Historically, we've looked at supplements year by year. We want to ensure that we're assessing where we currently are, that we're meeting market demands, that we're also reviewing any decisions we made in the past and ensuring that those decisions still meets today's expectations. What you have before you is every administrative supplement in the district, starting from the superintendent, which of course is negotiated, down to our director levels. Also, our administrative level at the school as well is included, including some of our band director and also head coach. Now, this is an information item because according to our budget calendar, I like to give the board, with the collaboration of administrative and the work that they put in as well for us input, opportunity to review and have commentary before this is an action item. Last year, I think we took about 30 to 45 days. We had some great discussion. We made some changes to some things. So this is an opportunity for us to look at what we would like to do as it relates to our current supplements. This is designed for me to take notes, to give you any historical feedback, current feedback, and address any concerns or needs that you may have as we make the right decision or the decision for approving these supplements.
For the sake of time, I want to remind the board of a conversation that we had and a move that we made on last year regarding the supplements, starting with our superintendent all the way throughout the district, that we made a minor adjustment, and if you will, it was a subtraction, if you will. For the sake of keeping our district in good financial standing, we made a decision to remove some supplements that were necessary to move. However, I do feel as though this time is a great time to discuss our financial state of our organization and the pluses that we have made this year and the savings that we had to reinstate all supplements that were reduced. And if I would be so gracious to share with Superintendent Dixon as a preliminary conversation, also there are some supplements that need to exceed what they previously were before reduced. To be a equitable and a resourceful, as well as Ms. Blackshear, a retention driven district, we need to do what's necessary to retain our faculty and staff from the top down, and we need to further discuss as this comes to us as an information item tonight. We know that it will come to us in the month of April as an action item, and there are some numbers that need to be further discussed. Any questions? Seeing none, Superintendent Dixon has taken this under advisement. Thank you, Mr. Austin, for this presentation, and we will further discuss as we know that these supplements have to be agreed upon very soon as it's contract season. Thank you so much. Our next item on the business agenda is the state salary schedule. Information item, Mr. Austin.
All right. Again, we like to look at all schedules that the district has because this drives the budget process. 80 to 90% of our budget is rooted in personnel, and a good portion of our personnel is housed in the category of certified people, teachers, administrators that hold certificates in whether it's in the classroom or specifically this day, let it be the classroom. What you have before you is last year's state's salary schedule that we approved, and it included the bonus, the one-time bonus that the actual governor provided as well, and also our local supplements. So we're ensuring that our schedule is again competitive, that it's reviewed, that we have commentary, and that we also look at the supplements that are tied to each certificate level from T4 to T7. Are there any concerns, questions, or comments about the state salary schedule as it currently stands?
I would like to say that in order to remain competitive in attracting competent teachers, that this is an area that you will need to continue to look at in the days ahead. Dr. Bullard, in a neighboring county that you are familiar with, neighboring county that I'm familiar with, that we will had a reduction in their state salary scale. On last evening, they brought back their state salary scale, but in addition to bringing their state salary scale back, they also did something really, 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 really extra a couple weeks ago. So people are being innovative in how they're going to attract, because teachers are becoming harder and harder to get. So just keep that in the forefront of your mind as you're looking at this item in the days ahead.
Thank you, Superintendent Dixon, and we will take that under advisement. All right, if there's no further questions for Mr. Austin concerning the state salary schedule. Thank you, Mr. Austin. And we will proceed in our business agenda. Next on our business agenda, we have a summer GSBA conference. Information item, Mr. Dixon.
It is so important that this board continues to be trained and to take advantage of the training that is there for you, because I think that's the most important part of an effective board. We have been able to receive awards for being at the trainings, taking the training in, and coming back and implementing the training that we have received. GSBA training, summer training, will be the week of June 10th. This year, they will only allow 300 registered attendees, so we need to make sure that we have that on our calendars. I have secured rooms already, and so please get that on your calendars. That's the one I wanted to do. We will be in Savannah. We will be in Savannah this year for the training. So they will offer a virtual option as well, but it's something about being at the table. We have not been able to travel anywhere this year, but I think with having having a new board member, it would be very good for if this COVID stuff allows us to be able to travel. I think that it would be good with the new superintendent to be able to travel, and of course that would be my last event to travel with you all.
Come on, go, Sue. All right. We've heard the superintendent's information item concerning the summer GSBA conference. I do think that we have notated that in previous discussion, and we will be attending. For those who, we all will be attending, whether it be in person or virtually. Next on our business agenda, if there's no further questions or discussion on that item, we'd like to move to local board training dates and presenters. Information item, Mr. Dixon.
Mr. Board Chair, as a part of hiring GSBA with our superintendent search, they have agreed to do our board training for no additional charge. And I spoke with Mr. Bill Sampson on today on another matter, and he reminded me that I would need to get with Dr. Bullock and to get with the board chair to come up with some dates for board training as soon as possible, if that's the board's desire, and then we would get the date solidified because that is available to the board, if so desired.
Thank you, Superintendent Dixon, and the board will take that under advisement as we further seek other opportunities for this training initiative, possibly other presenters. Any discussion? Seeing none. At this time, we would like to prepare to enter into our executive session. If there should be no comments or any commentation on the floor for anything regarding our above approved agenda, any further questions or conversation? Should there be none, I would entertain a motion at this time to enter into executive session for conversations concerning teacher and administrative recommendations.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
The motion has been properly made by Ms. Stokes, and Ms. King has made her first second as a board member. This motion has been properly made and seconded. Is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll know you by approving this motion by raising your hand or stating aye. Any opposes? No opposes. The motion carries unanimously. The board will exit to discuss personnel matters concerning teacher and administrative recommendations. I've shared with Mr. Rouse, as the executive session can get lengthy, we will minimize that tonight for the sake of time and for the sake of celebratory events, as we know that everyone's busy. So we'll try to move expeditiously tonight, but we can't make you any promises as this business is most important. Thank you so much for all that you do for Twiggs County, our faculty and staff. Thank you so much for being here. We hope that you will remain. And to our online viewers, we hope that you will. Thank you. Good evening again, and we have finally exited executive session. If we could, board members, get a motion to enter or exit executive session and enter into public session.
I move that motion.
Second.
That motion has been properly made by Ms. Blackshear and seconded by Ms. King to exit executive session and enter back into public session. Recommendations, superintendent recommendations and conversations in executive session. Personnel matters, and we have recommendations that need action tonight. I will take extended review of faculty or administrators all at once, known by their EID. And if it's okay with the board, I'll take this motion at once. All right. Superintendent recommendation, extended review, IED 2968, extended review, superintendent recommendation, IED 3114. Extended review recommendation, IED 3229. Extended review, IED superintendent recommendation, IED 3254. At this time, I will extended review, IED 3254. Thank you. At this time, I will entertain a motion from the board members to accept the superintendent's recommendations for extended review for the 4 IEDs that were read. IED, once again, 3114, IED 3229, IED 3254, IED 2968. And we have a motion on the floor to accept the extended reviews as presented by our superintendent.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
The motion has been properly made by Ms. Stokes and seconded by Mr. Rouse. Is there any discussion? If not, I'll know you by your approval of such recommendation by raising your hand or stating aye. No opposes. That motion carries unanimously. Superintendent recommendation for administrative leave. Employee IED 3292. Administrative leave for IED 3292. May I have a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation for administrative leave for IED 3292?
Mr. Chair, I make the motion to accept the superintendent recommendation for IED 3292 on administrative leave.
Thank you. May I have a second for that motion?
I second that motion.
We have a proper motion by Mr. Rouse and a second by Ms. King to accept the superintendent's recommendation for administrative leave for IED 3292. I'll know you for your acceptance of said recommendation by the raising of your hand or stating aye. All ayes. Any opposes? No opposing. That motion carries unanimously. Are there any discussions on the floor concerning any motions that have been made? Are there any discussion on the floor prior to our ending of tonight's meeting? Superintendent Dixon? All right. Okay. All right. I'm glad there is some more discussion. There is a recommendation from the superintendent to approve superintendent's recommendations for employees. We have before us a personnel recommendation for Jeffersonville Elementary. Board members, after we have taken a close look at the recommendation made by our building administrator and recommendation by our superintendent, what say you?
Mr. Chair, I offer motion to approve the recommendation from the superintendent concerning GES.
Second.
The motion has been properly made and by Mr. Rouse and seconded by Ms. Stokes to approve the superintendent's recommendation for personnel recommendations, contracted personnel for Jeffersonville Elementary School. Any discussion? If no discussion, may we know you by your vote by saying aye or the raising of your hand? Any opposes? No opposes. That motion carries unanimously. Superintendent Dixon, we will entertain a motion to accept the recommendations for contracted personnel for Tweaks County Middle School. Should I have a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation?
I move that motion to accept the contracted personnel recommendations by superintendent.
The motion has been properly made by Ms. Blacksher and seconded by Ms. King to accept the superintendent's recommendations concerning contracted personnel for Tweaks County Middle School. I'll know you by your vote by stating aye or raising your hand. Any opposes? No opposes. That motion carries unanimously. Our final recommendation tonight Our next recommendation from the superintendent comes from Tweaks County High School. Recommendations for contracted personnel. Is there any discussion? There's not any discussion. May I have a motion on the floor to accept the superintendent's recommendations for contracted personnel?
I move that motion to accept the contracted personnel for high school per recommendation superintendent.
Thank you, Ms. Blacksher.
Second motion.
The motion has been properly made by Ms. Teresa Blacksher and seconded by Mr. Isaiah Rouse to accept the superintendent's recommendation concerning contracted personnel for Tweaks County High School. There's no discussion on the floor. I'll know you by the raising of your hand or stating aye. Any opposes? One opposes. That vote is 4-1. That motion carries 4-1. Our final recommendation for tonight for contracted personnel comes from our superintendent concerning our administration. We will accept the superintendent's recommendation for contracted service for administration. With the exception of two. Board, if you would pull your administrative form, and we'll take this document as presented to us. And this is concerning recommendations, contracted personnel for administration.
You got a motion? You need a motion for that? We'll take it just like that.
Board, I entertain a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation for contracted personnel concerning our administrators as presented.
So moved.
I have a motion.
Second motion.
We have a motion by Ms. King and a second by Mr. Rouse to accept the superintendent's recommendation for administration or administrative personnel as presented from the superintendent. Any discussion? If there should be no discussion, I'll know you by your vote by raising your hand or stating aye. Any opposes? No opposes. That motion carries unanimously. Superintendent Dixon, are there any other concerns before we adjourn? All right. May I have a motion on the floor to adjourn tonight's meeting? Motion has been made by Ms. Stokes.
Second.
The second has been made by Mr. Rouse. It's been properly motioned and second that we adjourn tonight's meeting. Any discussion? If there should be none, I'll know you by your vote by raising of your hand or stating aye. Any opposes? No opposes. That motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Mike, for allowing me to use your gavel. Our meeting is now adjourned. Thank you. Good night. Y'all operate on